Some will heed the challenge and some are gonna stay the same. Some are gonna play to win and some won't even play the game. The victory's yours for the taking, history's yours for the making. Let your courage lead you and your dreams come true.
Hey, Bubba, it's weighing time.
I know. How come I'm the only one that's got to do this stuff every day?
Well, Bubba, it's probably because you're the only one who come to camp weighing more than his car.
I'm talking about some serious money here. The coach is charging me $10 a pound.
You know what, Bubba? At $10 a pound, you're probably worth more if we carve your butt up and sell you as a pot roast.
Red 15! Red left! Red! 2 right! I got it here!
Good morning, Bob. Going to be up for the Chicago game? Isn't that usually for after practice?
Yes, ma'am. Want some?
No thanks, I've already had breakfast. Well, what was it last night? Stewardesses, cheerleaders?
Dental hygienist.
You probably spent the entire evening flossing each other.
Good news. No cavities.
I always love to hear when my boys get good checkups. How are your knees? Is your cartilage bothering you?
No. But your cartilage is bothering me. I like the way it holds everything together just right. You've got nice cartilage.
Do me a favor, Bob. Keep my cartilage out of this.
Well, I guess that means dinner tonight is out. I understand, Diane. You're afraid of what might happen. You're scared to be alone with me.
That is utterly ridiculous. I'm not scared to be alone with anyone. Except him.
It's okay if you're afraid to have an innocent dinner with the quarterback of your team just to talk about football and get to know your players better.
I am not afraid to have dinner with you.
Sure. If you were a man, you wouldn't think twice about having dinner with one of your players.
8 o'clock, my house.
Yes, sir.
So, how's my superstar today, huh?
Hey, doing good, doing real good.
Great game last Sunday.
Hey, thanks a lot.
I mean, man, you were really beautiful.
Hey, just having fun, just getting down.
Uh-huh. Eddie? Can you do anything about his eyes? They're cruel. I mean, the man looks menacing. This is a commercial about people who want to rent cars, not steal them. Yeah, take care of it. Well, do the best you can. You gotta help me with those eyes.
What's wrong with my eyes?
Eyes? Nothing, not a thing. This is just shop talk.
Come on, Bubba.
No, man. Come on, give us Come on, Bub. Coach. Come on, Bub. Remember, Coach, I got large bones.
Which happen to be attached to a large behind. Now get up there.
It's bad, huh, Coach? Can I look?
Bubba, this scale only goes up to 350 pounds. Over 350 pounds is generally where people leave off and livestock begins.
Coach, I don't know what it is. It's some kind of sickness. I mean, man, sometimes it gets so bad, I wake up in a strange hotel room with a barbecue rib in my mouth. And I don't know how it got there.
All right, you turds in helmets, everybody listen up. Right now, this team is 4-3. You know where teams that are 4-3 right now end up in the playoffs? Adjusting the fine-tuning on their televisions. But I'm taking this team to the championship. And you know how we're gonna get there?
Buy some tickets?
By winning the rest of our games. From here on in, You studs are gonna eat, drink, and sleep. One thing.
Fun! That's the key, Carl. When you're doing the spot, just have a little fun with it. And remember, other companies make you run through airports when you pick up your rent-a-car, but not Lurch. With Lurch, no matter when you land, your Pinto is always waiting. Lurch doesn't make you run through airports, does it, Carl? Right. With Lurch, you glide through airports. Right. Okay, now just lift those $1 million legs and glide over this luggage, all right?
Okay.
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 Great. Let's make this shot. Marker, please. Lurch, rent-a-car, take 1. All right, now settle, everyone. And remember, Carl, don't jump.
Live.
And action. Glide. You okay, Carl?
My neck.
Get a hold of OJ's agent, make sure he's available.
I'm hurting really bad.
Sal, you're the first one to know this, Sal. Carl Witherspoon is down for at least 4 weeks. There's a chance he could be out for the season.
Well, I appreciate the information, Roger, but now we must act on it. You'll have to trade for a running back. There's a player on another team I have in mind. A young man who can be relied upon to make certain advantageous mistakes happen during a game. Now, the thing is, can you handle a barrel woman this time, Roger?
Hey, I'm the general manager, Sal. She'll listen to me because she doesn't know football. I'm sure I can get her to trade for our boy.
I just let him goad me into it, Rona. I think I made a major mistake inviting Bob Dorsey home to dinner.
How come?
The truth?
Only if you feel like it.
I'm very attracted to Bob. I just don't think it's a good idea to get emotionally involved with someone who works for me.
So, sleep with him, then serve dinner.
Rona, I'm the team owner, and he's an employee. I just don't think I should sleep with one of my players.
Why not? Your ex-husband did.
This is an ethical question.
Oh, I'm not good at ethics. Maybe another wine spritzer would help.
If only he weren't on my team.
Trade him, then sleep with him.
Thanks, Rona. I can't believe this. Witherspoon tripped over a suitcase during a commercial?
Yep. Another luggage-related accident. We ought to outlaw this stuff.
Strained neck, nothing permanent, 4 weeks. If we get lucky, he could be back for the playoffs.
What playoffs? We'll never get there without Witherspoon. He was leading the league in rushing. He's the heart of our offense.
I think Eddie Mason might be available.
He's a pretty good back. You think the Indians will let him go?
We dangle the right bait.
Wait a second. I know trading players is part of this business, but we're talking about human beings here.
That's a mistake a lot of people make. They ain't human. They're football players.
Oh, it's a terrible thing to say.
You come down to the locker room sometime and watch Bubba and Jethro in a light bulb eating contest. Then you come back and tell me what they are.
Diane, listen to me. You own the Bulls, but you knew it all this. Now, you pay me and Ernie very well to do a job. Why don't you let us do it?
Okay, Roger, it's your meeting.
As I was saying, we need a running back. Eddie Mason's available.
I like Mason.
He's already fumbled 11 times this season. He's got bad hands.
What are you talking about? Mason's got great hands.
11 fumbles in 10 games.
Maybe we could get Earl Bates from the Jacksonville Bulls in that other league.
Uh-uh. Good runner, lousy attitude. When he's not carrying the ball, he won't block. Every time we try a pass play, we'll have to peel our quarterback off the turf.
I can't believe this.
Tommy Metcalf.
Achilles tendon and hyperextended knee.
No kidding.
Wait a minute. What about Billy Joe Walker?
Oh, that's crazy. New York would never let go of Walker.
I'm not so sure about that. New York's really hurting at quarterback.
That's right, Ernie. They're starting a third stringer with an arm like a wet noodle. He can get the ball downfield faster by Federal Express.
May I just interject 2 words into this conversation? Eddie Mason.
We just might be able to swing a deal for Walker. What we need is a good running back.
And what New York needs is a veteran quarterback. Ernie, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Uh-huh. Bob Dorsey.
Personally, know what I was thinking? Eddie Mason.
Hey, Bubba, you're an experienced married man. Help me out, will you?
Sure, lay it on me, brother.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing. You see, when I'm making love to my girlfriend, Charlemagne, she says I've been given way too soon.
Oh, man, that's nothing to be embarrassed about. Premature ejaculation affects a lot of the population. Confidentially, it used to affect me.
What'd you do?
Well, the secret is to take your mind off of what you're doing.
How do you do that?
Well, when I felt myself getting way too soon, I used to think about the manufacture of wicker furniture.
Wicker furniture, huh?
Uh-huh. And if that didn't work, then I used to ponder the Dewey Decimal System.
The one with the card catalog?
You got it.
Oh, Bubba, thanks, man. I'm gonna try that on Charlemagne tonight.
Right on. Remember, think wicker.
Right.
Are you sure Bryce is ready to quarterback the Bulls?
The kid's ready. Any other team in the league would have him starting all season. Look, we need Billy Joe Walker more than we need Bob Dorsey. It's that simple. You gotta do what's right for the team. It's just business.
I know, business. Well, are you sure we should be going after Walker? Roger really wanted Eddie Mason.
I know. That's why I think we should go after Walker. I don't trust Roger.
Neither do I, but I still feel terrible about Bob.
Diane, let me give you a little fatherly advice. Don't get too emotionally involved with your players. It'll tear you up. They come and they go. You gotta keep things strictly on an employer-employee basis.
You're absolutely right, Ernie. And in a few hours, Bob Dorsey will no longer be my employee. He'll simply be a man I happen to know.
Barrow and Donato don't trust me. I tried to get him to trade for Eddie Mason.
But they insisted on Billy Joe Walker. Wonderful. You're showing promise, Roger. Mr. Walker will be of great help to us in the future. Isn't that right, Billy Joe? I mean, you'll help us out by dropping a ball now and then, and we'll help you out with those impatient bookmakers in New York.
Lenny, why don't you and Cheryl show Billy Joe the new halfback option play you made up, huh?
Coffee?
Half a cup. Keeps me up.
Cream?
No, ma'am. Gotta watch my weight.
Sugar?
No, thank you. I'm in training.
Brandy?
Well, just a tad.
Say when.
Wait.
My, you take your tads tall. Bob, we have to talk.
About the Bulls? Look, I know losing Witherspoon hurts, but don't worry. I'll pick up the slack.
No, it's something else. I think I need a tad, too. I want to talk about us. Bob, I'm attracted to you.
But you don't think we should get involved because you own the team. It's okay, Diane. I understand.
No, you don't. You're different.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever kissed an owner before.
Bob, I've got to explain.
It's okay. You can't fight this kind of chemistry. Just relax and let our chemicals have a good time with each other.
Bob, I really don't believe in getting involved this way with one of my own players.
But you're making a small exception in my case.
No. I'm trading you to New York.
All right. Everything's gonna be okay, Betty Ann. Now just tell me what happened.
I don't really know, Coach Donardo. Bryce and I just finished dinner. I made one of Bryce's favorites, Salisbury steak and peas with those little pearl onions mixed in the way Bryce really likes.
Yeah, but just tell me how you got from the pearl onions to the ambulance.
We were watching TV. It was one of Bryce's favorites, the Reverend Treadwell show. Little Richard was on, and he was talking about how Jesus helped to get him off drugs, and man. And all of a sudden, Bryce Bryce started getting these really bad pains in his stomach and feeling all nauseous. At first, Bryce thought it was the Reverend Treadwell. Sometimes when he listens to the Reverend, the spirit comes into him, and he starts to feel that way. But the Reverend never made Bryce vomit before. Then the pains got real bad, and Bryce passed out, and we brought him here.
You are the family of Mr. Bryce Smith.
Yes, he's my husband.
Forget that. He's my starting quarterback.
Mr. Bryce Smith has had an emergency appendectomy, but he has come through surgery well and is in no danger. He is in recovery, resting comfortably.
Praise the Lord.
Enough of that. Can he start on Sunday?
I'm not going to New York.
I know they're not the greatest team in the league.
You don't understand. I won't report. I'll quit first.
Bob, believe me, I never wanted it this way. I understand what you're feeling.
You understand what I'm feeling? For 14 years you work. You give it everything you have, and what do you get to show for it? Some memories and a couple of bad knees that look like they've been put on backwards. Then they find some young kid to replace you, and you get tossed aside.
Like an old shoe.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I felt when I got my divorce from Paul. Well, except that part about the knees. See, I do understand. A little.
Well, who did New York offer for me?
Billy Joe Walker.
A lot of cash, huh?
No.
Well, they threw in another player, right?
No, just Billy Joe Walker.
Oh. Well, he's a pretty good back. And if I went to New York, I could come back and hurt the Bulls.
I know you could.
That is, if I don't decide to retire, which would be a real shame for my fans.
They definitely miss you.
It's not like I don't have a few good years left.
You have lots of good years left, Bob, in or out of football. And I'll respect your decision. But I just want you to know I really was interested in you as a man. But as an owner and your employer, I just didn't feel it was right to do anything about it.
Well, you can now.
You still want to?
Well, I'm going to New York or retiring, right?
Afraid so.
Well, either way, I don't work for you anymore. I don't want you to think I hold a grudge. But I am worth more than Billy Joe Walker, so if I report, at least make him throw in a second-round draft pick or something, okay?
You got it. Now, let's go upstairs. That's where I keep the bedrooms. Hello?
Diane, Bryce has had an emergency appendectomy, as in out of the lineup. No, Bryce will be fine. But I wish I could find somebody around here to write me a prescription. Anyway, we gotta cancel the deal for Billy Joe Walker. With Bryce down, no way can we trade for Dorsey now.
Well, thanks for calling, Ernie. Good night.
Everything all right, sugar?
Well, Bob, I guess you could say this is one of your basic good news and bad news situations. The good news is you're not going to New York. The bad news is you're not going upstairs with me either. You're still a Bull.
The referee will go to the sidelines to alert the coaches that 2 minutes remain in the game. The Bulls really need to hold tight here as their 1-point lead is in jeopardy. If they are able to hold Chicago in this 3rd and 1, they'll force them to attempt a 31-yard field goal.
All right! Way to go, defense! We just gotta hold him 2 more minutes!
The real key to this game has been the magnificent throwing of Bob Dorsey. He's playing like the college star of old.
How do you feel, brother?
I'm dying.
Good. Stay tough, defense!
You know something, Coach? I'd be a lot stronger at the end of the game if you didn't keep me down on a diet all the time.
Diet? You gained 3 pounds this week.
I know. I usually gain 9.
Chicago winds up with Harris and Parrish in the backfield. Scott hands off to Harris. Oh, he's hit the line of scrimmage. He bounces back to the 17. He fights his way to the 15-yard line. But that's 4th down. It'll bring home Chicago kicking team for a 31-yard field goal attempt. A successful kick here would give Chicago a 2-point lead with just a few seconds left to play. Chicago's Johnny Johnson is having a good year. He's 11 and 14 overall and 7 of 8 inside the 40. The sure-handed Johnny Chadwick will hold.
Kincaid, who weighs in at 3 bills and change, blocks the kick with his, well, there's no other way to say it, with his ass. What a fitting ending.
This is Chicago's first loss of the season after 7 wins. The win leaves the Bulls with a 5-3 record.
This is Fran Tarkenton, your scrambling announcer saying, so long from Southern California.
That was the damnedest thing I ever saw. He blocked that kick with his butt. Screw the diet, Bubba. I'm gonna take you out and buy you cider beet.
Great game, Bob. We can always count on Dorsey to come through in the tough ones.
Oh, yeah, thanks. You know what? I heard a crazy rumor that you wanted to trade me.
No, never.
Yeah, you know who he wanted to trade me for, Bubba? He wanted to trade me for that bum with bad hands, Eddie Mason. You know what else I heard? I heard that Roger wanted to trade you too, Bubba.
Oh, really?
Coach, don't like it.
Yeah.
Roger. What say you and me go take a shower? You get to be the soap.